Hey everyone, Felipe here. Welcome to another Tower of Saviors YouTube video. In this video, I'll be covering the 3 non-jackpot cards that they released last week for the new Madher Original Charlouette Magic Agency. This will be the new patch that will be coming up very soon, so I'm excited to review the active skills of these cards. Since these are non-rare cards, their leader skill will not be that good, so we'll only be looking at their active skills. So the 3 characters that they released last week are Blossoming Apothecary Cerulean, Cerulean Illusion Mephibo, as well as Sobering Chimes Jinxia. So let's start with the first one, Blossoming Apothecary Cerulean. He will be an Earth Elf with a CD6 active skill. His skills for 2 rounds, Earth monsters and elves will have attack and recovery boosted by 1.8 times. And when all members have the same recovery basic value, you'll have extended rune movement time by 4 seconds and will not be stopped by electrified runes. And if you defeat an enemy, the skill CD will not reduce, meaning that you can keep this effect as long as you defeat more enemies. So at first glance, this card looks okay. The attack and recovery boost is always nice to have, and the electrifying runes effect will be really useful. However, we don't get that many electrified enemies or electrified rune enemies that often, so there is not a need for you to have this effect carry on for multiple rounds unless Madhead decides to create a stage that requires you to counter electrified runes every time. Um, Looking at this, it seems like you will need a leader that will synchronize your recovery basic value. So this makes me think that maybe we'll be dealing with, maybe we'll have that in the jackpot cards, uh, but maybe not, because I remember I saw the jackpot cards are human, dragon, and beast, which means that Silosian will is already lacking a leader for this. He will make a really good addition for a Pandora team, but that will be most of his usefulness. Um, so if you have Pandora, this will be a great addition. If not, then his skill is basically limited to just the 1.8 attack boost, and that means that you can just substitute another card because the usefulness will decrease. Yeah. So that's it for Silosiant. Let's move over to the next non-rare card, which is a Water Demon, Cerulean Illusion Mephibo. His skill is at CD8, and the effect is explode all runes to generate demon runes in the columns below demon monsters and human runes in the columns below human monsters. And for 1 round, the character attack becomes 0 and damage received will become 100. So usually for non-jackpot cards, their attack is not that great, or usually in the current meta at least, a lot of the damage is centered around the leader or specific like damage increasing cards. So having a support card like this one where you reduce your attack by 0 is usually not a big deal. So this second effect is not that bad. But the third effect is really good. Damage received will become 100. This is basically a defensive skill that can help you counter like really high attack enemies, since it doesn't count as damage. Actually, not sure. It might not count as damage reduction, but it will help you survive certain enemy skills. Like when you're dealing with initial shields, you have to tank the attack, and the best way is to either dodge it or decrease the damage or break the initial shield. So this card can help you break initial shield by just tanking the attack and then allowing you to attack the enemy afterwards. Exploding all runes is always nice. This helps you counter electrified runes, weakened runes, also locked runes, as well as enemies that do not allow you to dissolve a certain type of runes. For example, when you get an enemy that converts the entire board to fire and you cannot dissolve fire runes, then this card will be really useful for that. However, it looks like we are using it. We are going to want to use it in a human and demon team. So it might be a good addition for the human leader that's coming out. But being a demon card, it might have some. You'll be relying on leaders that do not cater to just humans. So you're looking for leaders that can accommodate both human and demons. So maybe Meliodas, the new human card, human leader card, as well as Xiangyu, but Xiangyu has other options. But yeah, overall I think this card is pretty okay. At CD8, having a defensive skill is nice. However, there are other cards that can take this card's place. But I like the fact that you can explode all runes, because for water demons don't have that much representation, so this is a really good addition to the attributes. But yeah, so that's it for my thoughts on Mephibo. And now we're moving over to Sobering Chimes Jinxia. So this card is a light god and will have a CD6 active skill with the following effect. For 1 round you have a time tunnel effect, unlimited runestone movement time, and by dissolving attributive runestones, your summoner Enoch, Charlouette magic agency members, and HCN members will launch an extra attack of the corresponding attribute as much as 50% of its own attack. So think Andromeda or Shinji Ikari. This allows you to launch attacks of different attributes, which is pretty good since some enemies will only receive damage from certain attribute, but being 50% of its own attack, it won't be that powerful unless you boost their attack using another skill. That being said, this is a light god and caters to Enoch and Hsien. Hsien has fallen out of the meta a little bit, so we'll be relying on the new leaders for that. But at that point, we might have better cards to add. I'm not a fan of the Hsien seal, so I don't know how much usefulness you can get from this card. But it might be useful depending on the situation. Unlimited runestone movement time at CD6 is really good, so that's something to consider for this card. But yeah, I think, there is a team skill for Jinxia, which is damage dealt by the monster on elves and demons will be multiplied by 2 additionally. This is pretty situational, and as I said, usually the damage falls on the leader and certain attacking cards, so it might not be that useful on this particular non-rare card. But yeah, so just clarifying for all of you watching this video, this is my first time looking at the skills in depth. I'm just giving like a live reaction and live review of the cards. So please let me know in the comments if you like this format, and I will try my best to modify things and get better at these card reviews. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be reviewing the jackpot cards in a further video. I think I will dedicate one video for each jackpot cards, because usually they have a lot of team skills and different gimmicks that we can analyze and see which cards go with them. But yeah, for now, this is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for my YouTube channel for other Tower of Savior related content, and I will see you next time. Bye!